Alrighty then. So what if it's in the 30s and snow and rain and wet? You know, don't be a wimp. Anyways, I'm just telling myself that. I'm outside here, and this is where I like doing the videos. And so this is David Ackler, Sifu of Black Dragon Modern Combat. It's my home school, and I'm glad you're here. And finally, the election's over. No, finally, well, yes, that too. But we are number 20 of 20 key principles of the Mook Jong. He's always there with me. And yeah, it's a he. I mean, just look at it. And so, well, it could be she. Yeah, so we're going to train tonight, but I thought I'd do the video first and then go from there. So maybe it'll make me go faster because I'm cold. Yeah, we had about 8 or 9 inches of snow, and it's supposed to snow again, so kind of cool. I guess that's a double. Okay. Anyways, I'm glad to be here. This has been a long journey. It was just an idea. I have millions and zillions and billions of ideas. And anyways, I just want to say welcome to everybody, new subscribers, old subscribers. Everybody's new because the channel is pretty new, but the newer of the new. And I thank you. I thank you for just being a part of this and watching and hopefully learning and applying and then getting back to me. Okay, hint. Just say hello. Just say hello. I just want to know you're out there. Okay, so, and I know people are viewing this, and you know, whatever. Okay, so number 20, finally. And number 20 is, I allude to, again, talk about kind of the same ideas in other videos, but this one's, I'll try to direct it, so, even though, yeah, it's a piece of everything. It's a piece of all of the other. It's kind of like deconstructing. There's a cool show called Chopped, and it's a competition. It's a fun show to watch, and it's clean. It's family. It's a family show, so families can watch it. But deconstructing. So that's kind of what I'm doing here with these 20. And I realize that there's a couple bonus ones, but key principles that can apply to other things. But I'm applying it, you know, through the Mook Jong. And I'm the vector. The Mook Jong is what I'm clinging on to. But this idea is for me, kind of the essence, the ultimate idea, well, of everything that my school is about, and it might not be everybody's school. And so I'm going to divide it into, and this is on really mental, just a mental decision, and it's going to be mental intent. So what does that mean? So maybe some schools aren't mentally intent, or their intent, on really self-defense as much as maybe sport or fitness or anything else in between. And maybe it's just on training, and wherever it goes, they're not really pushing one idea versus another. But I am. And that's why the school is actually called Modern Combat. Okay, and Black Dragon that's the other part of it, but that's not important. It's Modern Combat. And so, which divides into close quarter combat, which to me divides even further down, or as an algorithm, to what I call rapid conflict resolution. And something's going to happen. Something's inevitable, not inevitable. It's inevitable in that moment. And it's not inevitable in your life, but because we don't predict here. I can predict some things, but we don't want to predict that. But inevitability of that moment is you may have to do something. And so my question is, have you actually trained with the mental, not forecast, but idealism, philosophy, methodology, that it's a life and death situation? Nobody wants to talk about that. I talk to people all the time, and they just shy. They don't want to talk about it. And some people do, and they go, "Oh, that's very important," and then they walk away. And so I don't do too much preaching out in the real world, but I hand out a flyer here or there. But or I'll say, do you think about that much? And it's like, oh yeah, that's really important. But no, do you do anything about it? And that's even less. No. I'm like, all right. But for you, people, wonderful people, are within your mind, are you training with the intent that this is a life and death situation? There are some, I used to watch some videos on more of, like kind of ex-military people or police or ex-police, or they teach in the police, or, and it's for civilian too, training. And you watch these type of videos, maybe on like telescoping baton. So it's a lot of it you can see comes from maybe Filipino ideas, Filipino martial arts, or maybe not, but most of it sure looks that way. And but this is on life and death, self-defense. Now, a lot of people who work around with guns, they also, some of them are aware that, hey, they deal with knives too, and they train with them, and they're just, it's kind of maybe a spin-off, you could say, with some people, so I don't always say with everybody or not, or with, it's not, but there is. And a lot of times not. A lot of people think a gun is going to protect you, and that's all you need. I'm going to go buy a gun. Or I talk to people like, I need to get a gun, something happened. I'm like, okay. But there's more to it than that. And so what this is about is when you train, and pertaining to the Mook Jong, or just in general, what is your mental intent? What is your end goal reasoning for what you're doing, why you're doing, and putting a lot of heart and soul into it, sweat, time, money, gas, everything. Gas to get there. That's what I meant. Where is your intent at? And I want to even hone that down a little more to striking. Again, I kind of made fun the other day of forward energy. Like I said, everything kind of rolls into each other. These overlapping circles just it is. And so where I was just hitting, and I was just like no forward energy, no kind of aggressive, I'll use that word, intent on when you're training and striking or whatever you're doing, and just standing there, bang, 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 and where you're kind of in neutral land. The car is in neutral and you're revving the engine, but it's not going anywhere. And so, same with your mind. Are you revving your mental engine, and are you thinking? Okay, so this is the deepest end of this, the deep end of the pool. And again, do you have to do this every time? Do you not? These are just principles that I go through, and that when let's say you're just doing a chop, and you're doing a strike, chop, and is your mind? Are you thinking, am I doing damage? Am I damaging somebody because it's a life and death situation? Am I applying a philosophy, my spirit, my soul, my mind, my body connected, and that's another connectivity thing that on the last video, all as one, in the sense of I'm training for life and death. And a really good example of that would be a life and death situation. Would be somebody going into the military, maybe during, and there's always conflict, so you could be sent anywhere, and the world's volatile. It has been since the moment it erupted, so don't get all, it's because of this. It just is, and that's how humans are. They kind of want to destroy each other a lot of times, and so someone who's going through combat training, military boot camp, trust me, they're not going, well, I'm kind of, just swinging a knife around or learning how to step to the side and hit back fist someone. It's like, no. And so in civilian life, it's kind of, I don't know what percentage of people train that way, where they're kind of training military combat way, or even if you're a civilian police officer or peace officer or any of it. Are you border patrol? Well, that's different because they're probably seen anyways. But are you trained? Well, what I'm saying is they're thinking same like a military person, or going in the military, gonna maybe be you already maybe even know you're gonna be sent out somewhere, and you're like, I better pay attention to the the drill sergeant and change my attitude and be serious about this is a life and death thing. But in civilian life, people just it's what I call is a missing link in society, and it's just not important. But I'm asking you to maybe make it important, to decide that during your training, or you decide on your own, of course, I can't tell you, but I'm saying, what I'm really doing is I'm asking the question, what is, this is even better, what is your end goal? What is your mental intent? While you're training, I think where I really covered this, if you knew and you haven't looked at the, is it martial or just art? I got a lot of hits, a lot for me. And that I kind of covered this there. And so I'm recovering it. I'm covering it as a direct application to training on the Mook Jong. So what I'm saying, and I rarely say do this, but I'm going to say do this. At least even for 5 minutes, train as if it's life and death. And so I'm not saying hit anything harder or do anything different, but in your mind, in your spirit, in your soul, in your will, think maybe a little bit differently for just a little bit of time. Hell, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And try to drag up that spirit of, well, this may be life and death. And that's why I'm doing this, at least for this amount of time. And it's like pulling a kind of a specific, like an animal out of your spirit guide. But where the spirit guide is saying you need to be this way because something may happen someday in life. And as much as anything else, knowing how to change the freaking tire on your car instead of, I'm just going to call somebody, and you don't know. They may now come there for a long time, and you're really cold, or you have your kids, or your dogs, or whatever it is, or you have to go to the bathroom. I mean, who knows? You have a migraine. Learn how to be self-sufficient. It's okay. And so much of self-sufficiency is just, boy, are we in a world that's not in a lot of ways. I mean, and even us, you can just get on Amazon or you can get on Whole Foods and just order something. It's at your freaking door. And so it's an amazing thing in life. I'm not complaining, but it's a weakening thing too. And so you think, I'll just dial up the cops, I'll dial up the military when my neighbor spits on me. And it's like, yeah, or I'll dial, or where's the paratroopers when, God forbid, it's a life and death moment. And you're not prepared. You're like, man, I should have listened to that crazy guy. No, but because I'm not crazy. I care. I have such a passion for civilian close quarter combat. Don't even ask me why. Actually, we're going to do a thing on astrology, and it's my astrology. So it's almost like you can't help it. Or let's say you love music and you're a musician, and you do that the rest of your life, or singing, or painting, or whatever it is, so something. You love family life. or you write a book on psychology, and you're like, I just have to do this. Well, this is what I have to do. And so that's why I'm doing it. And I'm actually really enjoying it. And it's a lot of compressed energy and thought and emotion in me that has to come out, and after all these years, and so, and luckily I have the ability to do it, and the technology, and so I'm thankful for. A lot of people are like, you know, they say bad stuff about stuff like YouTube or whatever, and I'm like, thank you, YouTube. I'm thanking you. You know, I don't care where you're political or any other stuff, and if you're cutting people off and all that, that's a whole nother world, so let's not talk about that. But I'm not being cut off, and so I'm happy about that, and I'm saying I think some potent stuff, and so when I see potent stuff on there, so that's a good thing, and it's amazing actually to be able to sit and talk into a little piece of, you know, technology and circuits and wires and connect with people and get your point across. And my passion is that close quarter combat, rapid conflict resolution. And so part of that is this last, to me, maybe the most important. If you're not in the mind frame of what I'm saying, CQC, RCR, and close quarter combat and rapid, I'm really cool, conflict resolution. Did I say that right? RC, yeah. And so, what is your mental intent? Maybe you can answer that for me. Maybe I see people who have their own channels and they write a question in the comment, and then people comment off of that. And actually, I watched the guy that I like half of what he does, but some people wrote some really stupid stuff, and because it's always like, oh, you're the greatest, oh, that's gold, and all, you know, and I'm like, that gets old. Whatever, you know, I'm glad for him. But then I saw some really dumb stuff, or kind of attacking on him, and it's like, what? And it's like these comments were as if, you know, if you're going to comment, watch all the videos, like I've been doing with this person. And not all of them, but I've watched at least 30. And he has a lot of content. And so if I'm, you know, I could feel like maybe now, why would I ask a question when he's already answered it, like, you know, 25 out of 30 times? I mean, that's dumb. And so anyways, one of the things he wrote was just 3 question marks, which was, it was funny to me. And so it just shows people, I don't even know what they're thinking or doing, or they just want to hear themselves right. Or yes, I said that, hear themselves right. And so who knows? But I'm asking the question on, is your mental intent about life and death? That this is, and honestly, that's where martial arts came from. It was for life and death situations. It wasn't for sport. You know, that was just to show your ability, but it wasn't for trophies, and it wasn't for all this other stuff, this watered down stuff, this fake stuff that I see all the time. That isn't what it was ever meant for. And you could say a gun is you can go to competitions, but sorry, a gun was meant to kill. That really. So this is meant on that level. And I think I've told a story, I don't even know, about people who've died at the other end of being, it's not the movies, of being struck by someone who knows how to connect their body, to know how to punch where it's gonna kill, you could get killed. And so to me, that's why I never say fighting, because someone they put their fist up, you get hit the wrong way, it could break a blood vessel, your brain bleeds out, and you're dead. Or anything else, you're paralyzed, you might as well be dead. You know, you get knocked down, you slip. Violence is violence. I don't care what the intent. And one of my last thoughts here is, and here's the intent, mental intent. If somebody, to me, say pulls a gun on like goes in and sticks up a little store, and they're pulling the gun, aren't they saying, give me everything? Well, what's the difference? Or what are they saying? What are they saying? They're saying, this gun will kill you, so you're going to do whatever I want. You're going to give me everything that you've worked hard for, because I'm basically saying I will kill you otherwise. And so my philosophy is, if anybody pulls a weapon or even a fist, to me that's a life and death situation. And me, this is me. That's me. That's not you, or it is you, but maybe you get my drift. And so I don't look at it, it's like, I'm learning how to fight. Someone teach me how to fight. Everybody's going to put their dukes up and do this. And you're like, you don't know that. Most people who want to hurt you, they're not going to try to box you out. I mean, anything, okay, wait, see, I did that, now it's wrong. Because you don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I saw a thing the other day where the guy's kidding and he starts to box, I'm going to box. And so still. But I consider bare knuckle, someone just, they're saying I'm going to cause violence to you. I could even make you where you're mentally, debilitated, and then your family has to take care of you. The state has to take care of you. Everybody who's working has to pay taxes and take care of you. When I was paramedic, it was sad going in this place that it was a head injury place. Okay, a head injury. One guy, because he got in a fight, got hit in the head, and he drools, and he smells like infection, and because he can't move around, and nobody really, they're paying people $8 an hour to take care of this by the state, and it's ugly, and we need to peel back and go, no, So somebody, I don't care if they're pulling a fist, a knife, a gun, a bazooka, their car, it doesn't matter to me. To me, in a sense, it's a life and death moment of someone saying, F you, I'm going to hurt you, and then you have to make your own decision where that goes. And so maybe it's okay to train a little bit in counter violence. And the old saying, fight fire with fire. And sometimes in Chinese medicine, you use poison to kill poison, to get rid of poison. And so that's just the way it is. So that's the last video of the series. Like I said, I might have some, instead of just bonuses, I am going to talk about, I have a million ideas. So, and there's still spin-offs from the Mook Jong, which I'll be using still, probably the rest of this channel, amongst other things. So anyways, hope some of this got to you in one way or another. Whether you agree or disagree, you like what I'm saying, you don't. I still wish you the well and wish you the best in your training, in your thoughts, and everything that goes along with it, your family. I hope you're doing okay, and I will be back. So the next series will be, and I keep saying it, but if you're new, and just click on here for 10 seconds. Well, you wouldn't hear this part, but it's going to be the tiger. I'm going to work on what's called the black tiger. They're just they're applications or direct attacks with names, and I'm going to do it on the Mook Jong in a 3-part series. So I keep bringing that up. So that's coming up, and then probably the talk with Tia, my wife, and then we're not sure, that might be a 3-part series, and then finally I'm going to then we'll get into the weapon stuff. And so super cool. So anyways, and so much more, because I have so much content, it's insane, and I'm going to put it out there. Alrighty, have a nice evening, take care, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.